I'm just so thankful and blessed to have a mom like her.
Everything was beautiful. Kimmy and Maurice both looked really, really good. So, you know, they had everybody in white. Everybody got along fine. Praise the Lord.
So how are things with you?
I mean, it's so-so. I think that being at Kimmy and Maurice's wedding just really made me reflect on my marriage, and Martell and I, we had a very interesting conversation, to say the least.
What I need from you is knowing that this is not gonna happen again.
It was a friendship.
A friendship with added in.
Okay, yeah.
How long was it?
A year.
So you're still lying.
No,
See, we can't move
okay.
forward.
We talked for 2 years.
It's not getting better.
4 years, fans have watched the never-ending drama between Melody and Martell Holt unfold. From public breakups to social media shade, it seemed like we already knew the full story. But now, Melody's mother, Vanessa Rogers, has entered the conversation, and she's revealing things that could completely shift how people see Martell. While Martell has spent years trying to control the narrative, Vanessa is not here to play along. She is making it clear that Martell has been hiding way more than people think. And if what she is saying is true, then Martell's so-called redemption arc might be over before it even starts. So, what did she reveal? And how does it change everything we thought we knew? Let's break it all down.
I love family. I love being in their lives every single day, even in Melody's life every single day. And during this whole process of healing, I'm working on being her best friend.
4 years, Martell Holt has crafted a public image as a devoted father and successful businessman. Whether on reality TV or social media, he presents himself as a family man who made mistakes but is trying to move forward. He speaks about co-parenting with Melody, running his businesses, and focusing on his kids. If you only followed his public persona, you might even believe that he's just a misunderstood man trying to make things right, but behind closed doors, the reality has been very different. His history of infidelity is no secret. His long-term affair with Arian Curry was exposed for the world to see, leading to the collapse of his marriage. Even after everything, Martell has continued to downplay his actions, acting as if his cheating was just a minor flaw rather than a pattern of behavior that deeply hurt his family. And it wasn't just about the affair. Over the years, Martell has been accused of being manipulative and emotionally controlling, especially when it comes to Melody. From interfering in her business deals to trying to control how she moves on after their divorce, his actions have often contradicted the image he tries to sell to the public. But as it turns out, his biggest secret was never just about cheating, it was about control. Throughout all the drama, Melody's mother, Vanessa Rogers, has mostly stayed in the background. She has always been a supportive figure in Melody's life but chose to let her daughter handle things in her own way. While she made brief appearances on Love and Marriage, Huntsville, she never involved herself too much in the back and forth between Melody and Martell. But something changed. After years of biting her tongue, Vanessa has finally decided to speak up. And what she's revealing is shaking up everything people thought they knew about Martell. One of the biggest questions is, why now? What made her decide to break her silence after all this time? Was it because she couldn't sit back and watch her daughter be mistreated anymore? Or did she learn something new that she felt the public needed to know? Whatever the reason, the details she's spilling are enough to leave even Martell's biggest supporters in shock.
If I'm gonna do it, I wanna do it. You know,
I'm ready.
Right. And then, you know, the good thing about it, I was thinking with you guys having 7 days on and 7 days off, the 7 days that you have them, I can make sure I'm here in Huntsville in case you need me. And the 7 days off, I can do whatever I want to do, you know.
Go where you want to go,
And who knows, maybe him and I would get to a place where if he needs me to keep the kids, I would be willing to do that for him.
That's what used to happen in the past.
Yeah.
Sometimes he would call you and ask you about watching them, whether that was because we were going to go out of town or, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah.
So hopefully, you know, we'll get to that place where, you know, he could call me and I could say, oh yeah, I'll keep him this week for you or a couple of days if you got to go out of town and do something.
For a long time, people assumed that Martell Holt's biggest scandal was his affair with Arian Curry. However, what many did not realize was that this was not just an affair, it was an entirely separate life he was trying to maintain behind closed doors. Martell did not just have a fling, He built a whole relationship outside of his marriage while still portraying himself as a loving husband to the world. While many believed his infidelity was simply about physical attraction or temptation, it became evident that his deception ran much deeper. This was not just about Martell stepping out on his wife, it was about him juggling two realities, making promises, and trying to control both women involved. The level of secrecy was staggering. According to sources, he went to extreme lengths to keep this relationship under wraps, whether by controlling communication, creating a false narrative, or gaslighting those around him. Even after the truth came out, he continued to minimize his actions, acting as if it was not as serious as people were making it out to be. The real scandal was not just his infidelity but the way he went about keeping this relationship a secret. According to Melody's mother, Martell did not just betray his wife, he actively manipulated her into staying silent for as long as possible. He did not want the full truth to come out because it would shatter the image he worked so hard to maintain. For a while, it worked. Martell positioned himself as a man who simply made mistakes rather than someone who deliberately lied and manipulated those around him. In public, he played the role of a misunderstood husband, a father fighting for his children, and a businessman trying to move forward. However, behind the scenes, he was allegedly doing everything he could to control the situation. One of the biggest accusations is that he pressured Melody into handling things privately rather than exposing the full truth. When she finally decided to walk away and tell her side, he allegedly tried to flip the script, painting her as difficult, bitter, or even unreasonable. Now that Melody's mother is speaking up, those tactics are not working as well anymore. She is revealing details that put Martell's actions in a different light, making it clear that this was not just about a marriage falling apart, it was about silencing the truth.
I know you should be shaking your dang on head at yourself.
I ain't did.
You always doing. You was doing 3 days ago in Houston. What is you blowing up and saying all these inaccuracies for to these people? You always doing that. You always doing. No, it ain't accurate. No, it's not actually accurate. You said to me that when we were married, I was going to hotels cheating on you. That's a goddamn lie.
I didn't say you wanted this.
Yes, you did.
I didn't say that you was.
Yes, you did.
There's
and
a
you've
possibility.
said it multiple times.
There's a possibility, me.
Well, we know you were cheating.
It's okay. Okay. I'm sorry for that.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Not sorry
I knew
for
they was
cheating.
going to destroy what we had. It wouldn't have been like it is.
4 years, Melody's mother stayed silent, watching the drama between her daughter and Martell play out in the public eye. But something changed. Maybe it was Martell's continued efforts to mislead the public, twisting the narrative to make himself look like the victim. Maybe it was the realization that staying quiet was not helping Melody, it was only allowing Martell to control the story. Whatever the reason, she finally reached her breaking point. After standing by and letting Melody handle things on her own, she must have seen something that made her realize it was time to step in. The question is, what pushed her over the edge? One theory is that Martell's public behavior did not match his private actions. While he tried to present himself as a loving father and a man working toward redemption, behind the scenes, he was allegedly still using manipulation tactics to control the situation. Fans have noticed that every time he starts to lose public sympathy, he finds a way to shift the blame back onto Melody. Maybe Melody's mother saw this pattern repeat one too many times and decided enough was enough. Another possibility is that new information surfaced, something so serious that she could no longer stay silent. Whether it was a fresh revelation or just years of built-up frustration finally spilling over, one thing is clear, her decision to speak up has completely changed the conversation. Now that the truth is finally out, the internet is in an uproar.
You were asked if you were in a relationship with Sheree and you said it was a business arrangement. That's in the paperwork too, verbatim.
You such a liar.
No, I'm not.
You're such a.
As soon as Melody's mother broke her silence, social media went into overdrive. Fans quickly split into two camps, those who always suspected Martell of being more manipulative than he let on and those who were completely blindsided by this revelation. Some people have been saying for years that Martell's public persona did not match his real character. They have pointed out inconsistencies in his statements, his tendency to shift blame, and the way he always seems to paint himself as the victim. One person commented, saying, "We knew Martell was shady. The way he always gaslighted Melody on the show was a red flag." Another added, "It's crazy how he always played the victim card." Vanessa spilling the tea just confirmed what we all suspected. For these people, Melody's mother's words were just confirmation of what they already believed. However, for others, this was a wake-up call. There were still people who bought into Martell's narrative that he was just a man who made mistakes and was trying to move forward. Now, with Melody's mother exposing more details, those supporters are being forced to rethink everything, and of course, the internet is doing what it does best, digging through the past. Old interviews, past social media posts, and clips from Love and Marriage, Huntsville are resurfacing as fans try to connect the dots. People are starting to question everything Martell has said over the years, wondering just how much of it was true. But with all this information coming to light, what is next for Martell? His reputation is on the line in a way it never has been before. While he has managed to navigate past scandals with damage control and strategic PR moves, this time feels different. Can he talk his way out of it again, or has the damage already been done? One of the biggest questions now is what Melody will do next. So far, she has handled most of the drama by letting her actions speak louder than words, focusing on her career and personal growth instead of getting caught up in the back and forth. However, now that her mother has put everything out there, will she decide it is time to reveal even more of her own truth? And most importantly, if this is just the beginning of what Melody's mother knows, what other secrets are still buried? This revelation has completely changed the conversation around Martell and Melody's messy history. For years, the public only had pieces of the story. But now, with Melody's mother stepping in, the bigger picture is finally coming into focus. And with the internet digging deeper and fans demanding answers, it is clear that this situation is far from over. So, what do you guys think about this shocking revelation? Do you believe Martell has been controlling the narrative all along, or is there more to the story that has not come out yet? Let's talk about it in the comments.